So what you do here then?
The vlog is about expats who choose to call Pattaya home.
Okay.
And for this channel, I travel around Thailand, and Rape Places is a place to call home. And I'm giving Pattaya a high rating. She says, how do you say it again? Pattaya.
Pattaya.
She says Pattaya. That's what I've always said, but then some guys say Pattaya. Anyway, whatever it is, welcome to Pattaya, Thailand. And here I am on the street that gets really wild at night. And it's how a lot of people identify Pattaya. And there's so much more to this town than just this. You might call Pattaya the Medellín of Asia. What does that mean exactly? That means you're never gonna have a lonely night if you don't want one. Sawadee krap. So let's get this video started. I'm gonna hop over to town and start talking to American expats who choose to make this part of Thailand home. And then at the end of the vlog, I'm gonna come back to this strip and give you my final thoughts, my rating about Pattaya as a place to live as an expat. You've been coming to Thailand since 1992. You've seen the entire country.
Pretty much.
And why did you pick Pattaya?
I want to be by the beach, not that far from Bangkok, because everything's in Bangkok. The embassy's in Bangkok, you need something there. All your big malls, the airport's there, some of the best hospitals in the country are there.
Yeah, well, of all the places in Thailand, why do you pick here?
Here you got the beach.
Yeah.
You go down to Rayong, not far away. I love the beach. I feel like I'm like an island boy.
Where else do you like to travel in the world?
Medellín, Colombia. I love Colombia.
And
second home.
What if you had to pick one or the other, Medellín or Pattaya? Which one?
I'm gonna go with Medellín.
You can go to Medellín, have fun, but like I said, you have to be very careful who you have fun with and who you're around.
And some people just don't acknowledge just how dangerous it can be. And if you get one bad experience, as in being drugged, you might die.
Or robbed by the police. The police will rob you for sure.
The police.
The police.
Pattaya or Colombia?
Thailand 1,000%. Yeah.
Where do you feel safer? With the new girl you met that's from Thailand or from Colombia?
The new girl from Thailand.
What if somebody told you right now, listen, you can no longer live in Pattaya, you gotta go back to the US to live? What would you say?
I don't know how I would react. I don't think I'd be happy.
Flexibility is key. If you are not flexible, you will not make it here.
And why do you pick Thailand over the US?
Affordability, mainly. On my Social Security, I can save money here.
Wow.
In the US, I'd be in abject poverty.
You're a Houston dude, but you split your time around the world. You go Medellín, you go Pattaya. Why do you pick Pattaya of all the places in Thailand?
I'll tell you another reason that I picked this is to leverage the overbuilding of condos. So when I first moved here, I wanted to be in a condo. They've overbuilt condos to the point where you can actually get a condo cheaper here than you can get in even some rural areas.
And right now, I'm gonna meet up with Loucous. Loucous has a YouTube channel called Rides for Kicks, and he's been in the Pattaya area for about 5 years, and he's from the Maryland area. Loucous, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Philip?
Good. Good
Nice
to see you, man.
Nice to see you.
And we're at your old apartment.
That's where I used to live, my old
Can
house.
we take a walk?
Yeah, man. So I lived here for 2 years. I got this during COVID. I got a steal on this rental. Huge house, probably one of the biggest houses I've ever lived in. And it's all this, that's the garage back there. And this is all the low. This used to be my office in here.
Oh, man.
That's where I used to make the videos.
You used to what?
That's where I used to make the videos, right in there. Edit
during COVID.
And then maid's quarters, and then the pool, and the kitchen was there. So that's a better view of the whole house.
So you had this whole thing, this whole
place I got for 20,000 baht, which is about $600 US during COVID. Now, I was told prior to that it had rented for 38,000 baht. It was a family of 5 or 8 or something from Switzerland living in there, but then COVID came and nobody was living there. The lady liked us. 20 grand for that whole place with the pool.
So less than $600.
And it was more house than I could ever use.
Man, and for how long did you live here?
It was like 5 bedrooms, 5 baths. 2 years. About 2 years. About 2 years.
Awesome, huh?
Yeah, so it's nice and quiet.
How much is the rent for now, you think?
I don't know. Probably about the same, maybe a little more. The lady was just wanting to go.
Same meaning how
because
much?
When I moved out, I actually found somebody to rent for.
You think still 20,000?
Well, at that point, a year ago it was, but anything's possible. It could have changed. But I actually found her a renter when I moved out. So I'm like, I'm moving out, but here's a renter for you. And she just said, yeah, same deal.
Awesome, man. So this was home for 2 years for you.
Yeah, great. It's great. It's brilliant. I liked it here. But then it got real busy, so.
Yeah. Loucous, you know, a lot of perception about Pattaya is the nightlife, the naughtiness.
That's right.
Everything that people think about it, right?
Right.
So many people. But there's another side to Pattaya.
There's many different sides.
Families and
yeah, it's this
regular
area,
people.
Pratunmak
Regular
Hill.
meaning people that make this their home with kids and.
That's right. And this area in Pratunmak Hill is kind of the bedroom community of Pattaya. So you'll find families here. You'll find people, professional people here with jobs. People like you and me, but maybe they're not retired. Maybe they still have a job, you know, or they have a family. Or it's such a difference. I moved from central Pattaya to here, and the first day I was almost blown away. Everybody I would meet had a job. They had kids. Down there, everybody I met was just looking for the next bar.
So describe real quick, where are we right now in Pattaya?
We are between Soi 4 and 5 and Pratunmak Hill. So Pratunmak Hill is, a lot of people know the big Buddha statue up on the hill, but it's Pratunmak Hill. You got Cozy Beach side, the Pratunmak side. This is the Pratunmak side, and we're between Soi 4 and 5.
When was your first trip to Thailand?
1992. Touchdown August 25th, 1992.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
This is the old neighborhood, Loucous.
Yeah, right down here.
It's nice because it's right near the water too. Hey man, how's it going?
Good.
Where are you from?
The U.S.
You are from the U.S. too, a fellow American.
Yeah.
What's your name?
John.
Nice to meet you. I'm Philip, this is Loucous.
All right.
So John, what brings you to Pattaya?
Retirement.
Retirement. And how long you been in Thailand?
My first trip here was in early 2022, 202. Just after 9/11 was my first trip to Thailand.
And why do you pick Thailand over the U.S.?
In the U.S., I'd be in abject poverty. And here I'm not. I can live very, very well.
Life is good here.
Life is good.
Feel better physically in Thailand than you do in the U.S.?
Yes. It's more active. I'm in the pool every day for at least an hour and go to the gym, do some light weights.
Why Pattaya and not another place in Thailand?
This area this really isn't Pattaya. This Pratunmak is a place all unto its own. You know, it's crazy town though is right over there if you want to go, or down here to Jom Tien. But just for living, this is a very good place to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you, John. John, right?
Yes.
John, nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Nice meeting you.
Loucous.
All right, Loucous.
All right, take care, man.
See you guys.
See you again.
Loucous, it's pretty cool, man. I actually have seen more Americans in less than 24 hours here than I do in a month in most parts of Thailand.
Is that right? Well, it wasn't always like that. Americans have gained a bigger footprint here in the last, 5-6 years. But we're late to the party. Europeans, Scandinavians, they were here decades before Americans started coming in mass. There's one of my favorite people here. Hello. How are you? The banana lady. Look at that. Oh, this is my friend Philip.
Sawadee Cup.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
Oh, fried bananas. And that one potato, right? Sweet potato?
Yeah, sweet potato, yeah.
Oh, wow. When I lived here, I would come here all the time.
Same place before.
Huh?
Same place before.
Same place before, but I might be getting ready to move again. So fried bananas, you get a whole bag for 20 baht.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great snack.
Very
Very
cheap,
cheap.
but tasteful.
You said you live in Rayong now.
Yeah.
How far is that from Pattaya?
About an hour. About 1 hour.
And why did you move?
Well, that's kind of always been home for me here because that's where I used to vacation 33 years ago. That was my home base then. And I knew it would be my home base now. I just wanted to experience living in some other places first, which I did. And now I'm home. That's my home down there.
You've been coming to Thailand since 1992. you've seen the entire country.
Pretty much.
And why did you pick Pattaya?
Want to be by the beach, not that far from Bangkok, because everything's in Bangkok. The embassy's in Bangkok, you need something there. All your big malls, the airport's there, some of the best hospitals in the country are there. I'll tell you another reason that I picked this, is to leverage the overbuilding of condos. So when I first moved here, I wanted to be in a condo. They've overbuilt condos to the point where you can actually get a condo cheaper here than you can get in even some rural areas.
It's interesting you say that, because that's coming and has come for Phuket, where there were too many condos built.
But you can multiply that times 2 or 3 here. They have really when you consider Jomtien, Wongamat, Naklua, Pattaya, Pratunmak Hill, and even Darkside, there's probably 3 times the condos that there are in Phuket.
You just listed a number of different areas in Pattaya. I think we're gonna go sit down and have a coffee. I wanna dive into describing to not only me, but to them, the different parts of Pattaya.
And in January, if you came down here in January, it would be bedlam. January and February are the busy months.
Peak season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Seen your videos over the years. Love them. Love how you always step up the level of not just like information, but also the quality of filming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
My name's Bernard.
Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard the Nomad.
From America.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Was a military brat, so I was actually born in Portugal, raised in England, graduated high school in Germany. Didn't even live in the U.S. until I joined the military myself at the age of 18.
Wait, you didn't live in the U.S. until you joined the military at age of 18, so your father was in the military.
Yep.
And that you were born American.
Born American, but born overseas on a base.
And then you joined the military.
Yep.
You lived all over the world.
Yep.
Amazing. And you picked Thailand.
For sure. Yeah. Citizen of the world. I've lived all over. I've lived in Germany, lived in Portugal, and most recently now here. I lived for a year in Bangkok.
Man.
Kind of got my bearings, and then landed on Pratunmak, kind of halfway in between Jomtien and Pattaya.
And of all the places in Thailand, and put it this way, of all the places in Thailand, why do you pick here?
I think there's a great built-in expat community, but then also like the local vibe here compared to say like Bangkok, you really feel like included here. And then you got the beach. You go down to Rayong, not far away. I love the beach. I feel like I'm like an island boy.
You said Bernard the Nomad.
Correct.
That means you have social media?
I do.
Do you do YouTube?
I have a YouTube channel.
Is it called Bernard the Nomad?
It is. And I have yet to take it serious, but someone like yourself is inspiring me.
So we're going to put that link there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Bernard the Nomad. And also
I feel like this was divine intervention too. So it's like the man upstairs is telling me, Bernard,
reminder.
Get it together. Start getting serious with that YouTube channel.
Man, it's great to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
You're inspiring me.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Take care.
And we'll be in touch.
For sure.
Yeah. See you.
We're talking to him, and then we're
nice to meet
in the
you.
background. He's
Thank
telling
you.
me about his favorite place to eat and everything.
Oh, man. Mate from the UK.
You'll enjoy it.
How long you been in Pattaya?
Living in Jomtien 6 years.
6 years. Why do you pick Pattaya out of all the places in Thailand?
I came here on the way to Australia 28 years ago. And the first year I came here 5 times on holiday, second year 3 times. And then 10 years ago I bought a condo down on the beach.
Okay, man.
So been coming here all that time. Just lived
Amazing.
here for the last 6 years.
Man. So,
Retired
and you prefer Pattaya over, say, Phuket or Bangkok?
Yeah, I've been to all of them, but I prefer living at Jomtien. No, don't live in. You go down to Pattaya to party, you don't live down there.
Got it.
Yeah.
So your neighborhood's here?
Along the beach to the next resort.
Yeah. Nice to meet
Very
you.
quiet. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Good one. See you later, Lou.
Good. You're from Canada, or?
No, Scotland. But I just came from Edmonton to Manila to here, so yeah.
Oh wow, what a flight!
What do you like better, Philippines or Thailand?
To be honest with you, I like both. They both got their own uniqueness.
If you had to pick one,
probably Thailand. Probably. The Philippines is nice.
Better infrastructure, but everything's fun. What's the old saying? It's more fun in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Loucous, man, thanks for the tour of your neighborhood.
Yeah, man.
So cool, man. Is there anywhere else you considered to live in Asia other than Thailand?
Yeah, I did. I was playing with the idea of the Philippines for a long time. I could never quite make peace with it. Because I had been here, in my mind, Thailand was the same as it was 30 years ago when I was coming here. But after I started looking and realizing that it had changed dramatically. When I was in Bangkok, there was no BTS, there was none of that. There was no Savannah-Boom Airport, it was Dan Muang only. You know, everything had changed in the 20 years that I hadn't been here. And I said, wow, the infrastructure seems off the charts compared to the Philippines. And I started looking more and more and more, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to start with Thailand. If things don't work out, I can always go to the Philippines. But after I made that decision, I kind of felt at ease. I kind of felt at rest with that. Where when I was looking at the Philippines, I felt uneasy about it. I never could really make peace with that decision. So I'm glad it kind of worked out, you know.
So 7 years ago, you moved to Pattaya. How do you say it? Pattaya, or what's the right way?
Pattaya. But actually moved, I was living in Na Jom Tien, which is past the very end of
Yeah, so let's bring that up right now, because even randomly as we were talking to a few guys that we were seeing here walking up and down the sidewalk, when I would say, oh, you moved to Pattaya, they say no. So before we get into this video too much, let's do this. I brought a map.
Right.
Kind of break down, I think there's like probably 4 or 5 areas to where we are here.
Right.
Can you kind of break those down? And I'll flash a map on the screen right now.
Yeah, so down here, Jom Tien, when that ends, you have Na Jom Tien, okay? And then Pratunmak Hill, where we are right now, is between Jom Tien and Pattaya. This is Pattaya, central Pattaya. And you got North Pattaya, Wongamat, Naklua up here. And then anything on this side of the highway, see the highway going up there? Anything over here is called dark side.
Dark side.
So that's all dark side.
Dark side as in naughty, or dark side as in dark side?
Dark side as in years ago there were no street lamps.
Okay.
And it was actually dark over there at night. All the bright lights were over here. But now there's street lamps out there. And some people say it's another reason, but I'm sticking with that. It just makes more sense.
Another reason.
Yeah. But that's your kind of 5 boroughs. If it was New York City,
yeah,
5 boroughs. Yeah,
got
that's
it.
what you got.
So it's almost like these 5 neighborhoods or areas. So almost like if you were in Arizona, you would have Phoenix, and then you would have Chandler and Mesa and Scottsdale.
Exact, Glendale. Yeah.
So here we kind of have a similar situation. If you break those 5 areas down, what which foreigner watching maybe from the US might be attracted to each of the 5 areas?
Oh, well, it's hard to say. Everybody would have to, they're all different though. They're all uniquely different. You have to experience them. But here where we are, Pratunmak, is more for families, professional people working. Jom Tien is more for the people that don't want to pay the high tariff in Pattaya for the rents, but still want to be close enough to the action, and they're more beach driven. So they would be Jom Tien, Na Jom Tien. Pattaya Central, that's going to be for your partiers, your single guy wanting to party it up, wanting to go out to the bar every night, an easy ride back home on a moto taxi or whatever. Don't have to worry about driving. And you know, Thailand is one of the worst countries in the world to drive in. It's got one of the highest per capita fatalities on the road. So not driving is attractive to a lot of people. And they say, I'm going to live downtown where I don't need a car, I don't need a bike. I can take a bot bus, I can take a moto taxi, whatever. And then Wongamat, north of there, that's ethnically, it's a lot of Chinese up there. Where south ethnically, it's a lot of Russians, Jom Tien, Pratunmak. But Chinese, Wongamat, everything's Chinese, Naklua. But I call that the Beverly Hills of Pattaya. It's more affluent. The rents are higher. The condos are more money. Also maybe a little nicer. And then you've got dark side. Dark side is a mixed bag, but it's going to be people that really want to be in the neighborhood of Pattaya, but don't come into town but a couple times a year because they got everything they need out on the dark side. So.
What do you miss about the U.S.?
Nothing. I don't miss anything.
No?
I don't miss anything. Nope. I really, if I miss something, I'd tell you.
So you're not missing much about the U.S.?
Nothing I'm missing. The longer I stay here, the less I care about what's going on there and what happens there and who the president is or who this is. I really don't care.
You know, it's interesting you bring this up because I think back home, what I observe even with friends and family, they get so consumed by the messages they're fed on a daily basis, whether they're watching CNN, whether they're watching Fox News, no matter what they're watching or consuming,
that becomes their daily narrative.
Yeah, right. That's they want everybody at each other's throats. Keeps the money coming in.
I'm seated here at Starbucks for my morning coffee, and another American walks in. Bryan, how are you?
Good, good.
So I'm sitting here working on my laptop. We got chatting a bit, and Bryan's from upstate New York, but he's been living in Pattaya for over 20 years. Navy guy.
21 years.
Bryan, you've seen it all. We had a nice conversation before we switched to video. For a guy watching in the US, you've seen so many guys who tried to move here and are still here, and some who went back home. It wasn't for them. What kind of guy is Pattaya not for if they come from the US?
Well, you have to be open-minded about things because this is a different culture here, and you have to learn to accept some things that you may or may not agree with. And I've adapted pretty well. I've had hardly any trouble at all here. I feel safer here than I do in my hometown.
Your hometown in the US?
Yes.
You know, and it's interesting because there's a perception of Pattaya of being what a lot of people come here for, the party, the sex tourism. But there's so many guys I've been meeting during my time here, they're living a normal life.
Yeah, you have to have hobbies when you come here, and yes, it has all that. And the weather, all year round, it's pretty well livable. You might not like the heat at first. If you can adapt to the heat, then you're not going to have a problem here with that.
Why is it you prefer to live in Thailand over moving back and living full-time in the U.S.?
So many reasons. It's different here. You want a girlfriend, you can get one. And you can get one pretty fast. Whether she's a good person, bad person, that's up to you to decide later on. You can date girls very easily here. Everything's cheap here. Medical's very good here.
Making my morning stop at Starbucks and seeing some fellow Americans. We got Steve here from Los Gatos.
Hey, how you doing?
We got Jim, Oklahoma.
How you doing?
Alan, Houston.
How you doing?
Yeah. No matter where you go in Pattaya, you see a lot of familiar American faces. And what do you like about Pattaya?
So, best part about Pattaya is it's great value for American dollars. Go a long way here.
What do you love about Pattaya?
What I love about Pattaya, the cost of living. Everything here is so easy, relaxed, laid back. You know, when you go to the America, you feel like you're getting gouged everything you do.
Yeah, you said that earlier too. The word gouged. I ditto that. Where things cost, whether it's a haircut or if you're getting your any tailoring or any sewing, like everything costs a normal price here. Whereas back home, there's a premium.
Exactly.
But it's cool. You're a Houston dude, but you split your time around the world. You go Medellín, you go Pattaya. Why do you pick Pattaya of all the places in Thailand?
I can't tell you.
But you know what? We're a bunch of old dudes. We feel pretty alive, you know?
Yeah.
And
The energy.
there's a key to feeling good, right? And it feels good. I think that's the bottom line.
Yes.
Where else do you like to travel in the world?
Medellín, Colombia. I love Colombia.
And
Second home.
what
The weather in Colombia is perfect. City of eternal spring.
if you had to pick one or the other, Medellín or Pattaya, which one?
I'm going to go with Medellín because of the distance and the travel time from Houston. It's only a little over 4 hours. Convenience.
Colombia is nice with the women, beautiful, but you always have to look over your back, look over your shoulder, watch your drink, watch your surroundings. Can't wear gold necklace, gold ring.
So another question for you. Since I've been in Pattaya, I've noticed there's an African American male. There's a good community here.
Very good, strong community here. Nice. They have a couple of black-owned bars here. Very good, and brotherhood is strong.
So, one more question.
Okay.
One last time.
Okay.
Pattaya or Colombia?
Thailand 1,000%.
I'm going for a walk here in Pattaya. I met a fellow American, Donald. Donald's from Maryland. And in this video, I've talked to some other Americans who live here. They love it.
Yeah.
Donald came here to check it out.
So, I wouldn't say that I love it, but I definitely like it.
So Donald. Yeah, so the other guys I've been talking to, they say, they love Pattaya.
Yeah.
But you're saying it's just not for you.
Yeah, I mean, Colombia, I lived in Brazil for about a year, and hit a lot of other places down in South America, Central America, Europe, and now Asia. I think I've been to about 34 countries at this point. And for me, I've just been to so many other places where you have not only just culture, but like, you know, scenery, nature, entertainment other than just, sex culture, stuff like that, right?
So this is your first time in Thailand.
Yeah.
You're doing like an Asia round.
Right. I hit Korea, the Philippines, and now I'm in Thailand for a few weeks.
And you went to Bangkok.
Yeah.
And now Pattaya. But you're saying no, Pattaya's not for you.
Pattaya's not for me.
Donald's only been to Pattaya and Bangkok. There's so much more to Thailand.
Right.
So what we're gonna do, I'm inviting Donald back to Thailand. I'm gonna show him around more of the place. Take him to the south, Krabi, East Tom.
Yeah.
And somewhere other than Pattaya.
Yeah.
But it's good to see someone who says, no, Pattaya's not for me. You also said something about the weather.
Yeah. I mean, look, the weather here, it's hot as fuck, and it's a little too hot for me. I'm kind of, I like a more neutral climate or a cooler climate. So yeah, I mean, it's a little too hot for me, but that's the same with Bangkok, right? If you like a place enough, it doesn't matter. But because for me, Pattaya is sort of an over-tourism type place. Okay. I think that's my main gripe about it. Okay. So between the weather and the over-tourism, probably not a great fit for me, but I'm totally open to checking out the other places in Thailand.
All right, where do you feel safer? With the new girl you met that's from Thailand or from Colombia?
The new girl from Thailand, 100%.
When was the last time you tried to date in America?
Oh, fuck. Maybe about 12 years ago. I kind of gave up on that bullshit.
12 years ago?
What about you?
Yeah, about the same. Donald, we're gonna get you back to Thailand.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you to some other areas.
I like it.
That you're gonna enjoy.
I like it. I like the sound of it.
All right.
And I definitely need to see more of Thailand, so I'm open to it.
What a wild street at nighttime. And here's what it looks like during the day. And who is this town best for, or who is it not best for? I think it's best for the guy who wants to be near the ocean, wants to be not too far from Bangkok, wants endless options in regard to dating or whatever you want to, however you define dating. It's also good for a guy who likes fitness. There's so many gyms here. I've even met some people who move here with their family to take their kids to international school. So there's two sides to Pattaya. You have this side, kind of the naughty side, but you also have a side that people just choose to live here as families or quality of life, which is quite great. The guy that is probably not good for is if you don't have any change in your pocket. You definitely want to have some resources if you're living here. Sawadee Kap. You American?
No, English.
You're English?
Yeah.
And do you live in Pattaya?
I do, yes. I've
For
been
how many
here
years?
for 2.5 years now.
Interesting, man. So this vlog is about expats who choose to call Pattaya home.
Yes.
Why do you choose to make
Why?
Pattaya home?
Well, number one, I'm retired. Number two, I've lived in the rural side of Thailand, which is Korat, back home, Notoshima, Isan area.
Yep.
And now I'm just come to Pattaya. Why Pattaya? Because it's central, really. You've got Trat down south, you've got Bangkok up west. You've got all Isan, if you want to go to. You've got
Bryan. It's not too far.
Buriram, yeah.
If you like football.
So what are you doing here then?
The vlog is about expats who choose to call Pattaya
That's
home.
it. Okay.
And for this channel, I travel around Thailand, and Rate Places is a place to call home. And I'm giving Pattaya a high rating.
Well, it's pretty good actually, but I live on the outside. I live on the dark side when I went up there. So I came to live here 2.5 years ago, and I came into Pattaya, and then I thought it was too busy, traffic-wise, car-wise, motorbike-wise. So then I tried a place outside, which is the dark side, Khao Noi, and it was great. Got a house, 2 bedrooms, 12,000 baht a month, and that's it.
Are you single?
I'm single now, yes.
How is Pattaya as a single expat?
I don't go to the bars. I don't go to the clubs. I don't date girls. If anything, my addiction is massage.
Sure, it helps keep us our movement better as we get older. Me too. Now,
what I like to do is I like to walk up and down. So I walk maybe 4 kilometers down from my house to the beach and then back again.
So before you lived in Korat, and now you're here, which one do you like better?
Oh, Pattaya.
Why?
Why? Because the excitement, because so many events going on, because it's so close to Bangkok. So that's why I live here. And I also have a car, and the car I was traveling like in 2 days' time, I'm going to Sukhothai.
Sukhothai, sure.
Now, that's
above Bangkok.
600 kilometers.
Yeah.
Bangkok I've been to many, many, many times. But Sukhothai is 600 kilometers away. And I think, really speaking, I need to go there just to see the park.
And the museum.
And the museum, yes.
Yeah. And what are you taking pictures of today?
Well, this is Soi 6. And Soi 6, you see all the glamour and glitz at night time. But in the daytime, what you see? Nothing.
That's
all
right.
that glitters is not
That's right.
gold.
All the-
Believe you me.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good, you know. So I take photographs of everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you.
No problem at all.
Have a good day.
Love you, see
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'll be
See,
up the right hand.
see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good time in Sukhothai.
I will.
So there you have it. There's a guy who just chooses to call Pattaya home because he likes the energy. I think that's what he's referring to. There is an energy, there's an electricity in the air that feels alive. And I'll see some guys our age or older, when they're in Pattaya, they seem to have a lot of swag, probably for the obvious reason, but regardless, they feel alive no matter what age. They're just walking along and they have a little bit of a beat to their step. And I think that's my takeaway after being here. So much more energy, so much more aliveness than being stuck in a place like Chiang Mai that feels the exact opposite. You'll never have a lonely night in Pattaya. So that's the end of this vlog. And if you want to reach out to me for any reason, you'll find all my contact information in the description to this episode. And for now, I'm going to say farewell and go enjoy a day at the beach. See you guys. See you on the next vlog.